Link TV, connecting you to the world. Link TV is viewer supported. Watch more at linktv.org.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Wendy Hanamura. I hope you're enjoying this special presentation of T.R. Reid's Commonwealth Club speech, Can We Really Fix U.S. Healthcare?, right here on Link TV. With us now is the man of the hour himself, author and correspondent T.R. Reid, to share with us more on how it is that so many other countries seem to be getting healthcare right, but here in the U.S. it's still a constant battle of values. What it really comes down to is whether we as Americans believe that healthcare is a human right, or is it merely a privilege? Thanks for joining us, TR.
Delighted to be here, Wendy.
You know, as we tape this interview, President Obama is making his final push for some kind of healthcare reform. Perhaps by the time people are seeing this, it will have been decided in Congress. But I think the key question I want to ask you is, given the bill as it stands today, will it really matter? Is this going to really change healthcare in this country?
Well, the bill that President Obama set forth in that 11-page statement is definitely better than what we've got now. It would outlaw some of the most reprehensible practices of the health insurance companies. It would get a lot more people covered, and that's good. But it doesn't go anywhere near far enough. What a country needs to do is to cover everybody. You just get all sorts of advantages, health advantages, economic advantages, if you cover everybody. Plus, it's morally right. All the other rich societies have decided that a rich country has an obligation to provide health care for everybody so that everybody has an equal chance in life. That's the American principle. Let's give everybody a fair chance. And universal coverage is an essential element of that.
I want you to tell us a story.
President Obama talked about.
Go ahead.
President Obama, when he was a candidate, talked about providing health care to every American. He got it right. And then he got to be president, and they were afraid if they gave health care to every American, the Republicans would call it a government takeover of medicine. So they came up with this kind of halfway scheme, which is better than what we've got, but not really good enough. And the Republicans still called it a government takeover of medicine. So he should have gone all the way. And if he had done so and pushed it hard, they could have had this bill passed last June or July and be working on something else now. So I think they chickened out and they kind of blew it because they missed the fundamental principle, which is you got to cover everybody.
Now, a lot of people say that your book, The Healing of America, should be required reading for every single person in Congress. What kind of impact do you think your book and your films are having?
A lot of members of Congress have read my book. They've read my book at Health and Human Services in Washington. Max Baucus, I've known him a long time. He's chairman of the Finance Committee. He had me come show my movie to the Senate Finance Committee, and then he bought copies for every member of the Finance Committee. I mean, these guys call me up and ask me questions. But for all that, I'd say my book has had zero policy impact. I mean, they wrote a bill. As I said, nobody who read my book would have written the Baucus bill. And Max Baucus' answer to that, it's a fair answer. He says it's one thing to write a book. It's another thing to write a bill that will pass the U.S. Congress, or at least get 60 votes there. So it was tough, but they don't get it. I mean, it's absolutely true that if you cover everybody, not only are you doing the right thing, you're saving money and you're reducing the number of abortions. I don't think there's any question about that. Go to any country and you can see it. But they don't get that. I've told members of Congress this, and they say, oh, that's interesting, but then they don't do it. So I would say to this point, my book has had zero policy clout. It's too bad.
Link TV is the only U.S. network dedicated to global and national news, uncompromising documentaries, and diverse cultural programs. Programs which connect you to the world. To learn more, visit linktv.org.